In the world of celebrity, there are hidden secrets, some darker than others. But the truth about Diddy's empire has been anything but hidden for those who dared to look. What was once thought to be just rumors has now exploded into an investigation of chilling proportions. As victims step forward and a new crusader seeks justice, Diddy faces the fight of his life. This is no longer a case of a mogul accused. It's a saga of decades of abuse, power, and corruption that is unmasking the very foundations of the entertainment industry. The question now is, can Diddy escape the collapse of his empire? And more importantly, will the truth finally catch up with him? Diddy, once the untouchable mogul of the music industry, his name was synonymous with power, influence, and the glitzy allure of fame. Through Bad Boy Records, he launched some of the most iconic careers in hip-hop, including the notorious B.I.G., French Montana, and even Machine Gun Kelly. His empire stretched far beyond music, with ventures in fashion, media, and business. For decades, Diddy was a symbol of success, a self-made billionaire who seemed to have it all. Luxurious homes, private jets, lavish parties, and celebrity friends who would follow him to the ends of the earth. But as the years passed, cracks began to show in the polished surface of his empire, cracks that would eventually reveal something far darker. Behind closed doors, Diddy's life was anything but the glamorous fairy tale it appeared to be. Allegations of abuse, manipulation, and violence began to surface, initially dismissed as rumors that quickly turned into something much more sinister. In 2024, the music mogul was thrust into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. As a criminal investigation unfolded, Diddy faced accusations of sex trafficking, racketeering, and abuse that spanned nearly 3 decades. What had once been whispered about in Hollywood circles was now splashed across headlines. It wasn't just one victim or a single isolated incident. More than 120 individuals, including minors, have come forward with horrifying accounts of what they endured at the hands of Diddy and his associates. Some victims claim they were drugged, coerced into sexual acts, and trafficked under the guise of advancing their careers. Others tell stories of abuse that stretch back as far as 1991. These accusations span not only decades but continents, with victims across the globe coming forward to reveal the chilling truth about the man who once ruled the music industry. The question hanging over the entire case is this: how many victims were there, and how deep does the corruption run? As the investigation grows, a new force has entered the picture, a lawyer named Tony Busby, who has taken up the monumental task of bringing justice to the victims. Busby, a Texas-based attorney, is now representing over 50 individuals who say they were abused by Diddy, and he is calling for others to come forward. His revelations are sending shockwaves through the industry, as the once celebrated mogul is now facing not just legal battles but a tidal wave of public backlash. The walls are closing in on Diddy, and with each new victim who comes forward, the case against him only grows stronger. What started as whispers in the dark is now a full-blown public reckoning, and Diddy's empire may never recover. But the fight is far from over, and as his legal team battles to defend him, more secrets are sure to be revealed. How will Diddy respond as the storm gathers, and will he be able to escape the inevitable collapse of everything he built? The truth is unraveling, and the stakes have never been higher. As Diddy's world continues to crumble under the weight of these mounting allegations, a figure emerges who is determined to make sure that the truth is brought to light. Tony Busby, the attorney from Texas, has taken up the mantle of representing the victims in this high-profile case. His role is more than just legal, it's personal. Busby has made it clear that he is fighting not just for justice, but for the victims whose voices have long been silenced by fear, power, and wealth. And what's more, he's not backing down. Busby has described the abuse as systemic, spanning decades, and involving a network of powerful individuals who, knowingly or unknowingly, helped to enable Diddy's actions. The victims' stories have been described as horrific, yet the legal battle to bring Diddy to justice is far from straightforward. Busby's focus is not just on Diddy, but on the culture of cover-up that allowed these abuses to continue for so long, and the road to accountability has been long and fraught with obstacles. At the center of the allegations is a series of shocking claims about Diddy's manipulation and coercion of young artists and aspiring entertainers. Allegedly, Diddy used his position of power, both as a music mogul and a celebrity, to control and exploit vulnerable people under the guise of offering them fame and career opportunities. Many of the victims were promised record deals with Bad Boy Records, or were lured into auditioning for opportunities at Diddy's label, only to be subjected to horrific acts that destroyed their lives. Some of the worst of these claims come from those who were minors at the time, with stories that range from coerced sexual acts to allegations of drugging, physical violence, and manipulation. The entertainment industry has always had its dark corners, but the recent allegations against Sean Diddy Combs have exposed a particularly disturbing underbelly that's sending shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. At the center of this growing scandal is a case that's particularly horrifying. The alleged exploitation of a 9-year-old boy who was lured to New York under the false promise of a record deal with Bad Boy Entertainment. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a story that cuts to the heart of how power and influence can be weaponized against the most vulnerable. According to attorney Tyrone Blackburn, who's representing several victims, the young boy was brought to what he thought would be an audition where he'd meet Diddy. Instead, what allegedly transpired was something that would leave lasting scars on a child's life. The case of this young boy isn't isolated. It's part of a larger pattern of alleged abuse that's only now coming to light. As more victims step forward, a disturbing picture emerges of what appears to be a systematic network of exploitation, with Diddy allegedly at its center. The accusations suggest a web of enablers and accomplices who helped maintain this system, either through active participation or deliberate ignorance. Attorney Blackburn has been relentless in his pursuit of justice, not just for this young boy, but for all the victims. His press conferences have become powerful indictments of not just Diddy, but the entire entertainment industry's culture of silence. He's made it clear. This isn't just about one man's actions. It's about an entire system that allowed these alleged crimes to continue unchecked for years. The legal implications are staggering. We're seeing a cascade of lawsuits, each bringing new allegations to light. The victims' stories share disturbing similarities, patterns of manipulation, exploitation, and abuse of power. What's particularly troubling is how these alleged crimes were hidden in plain sight, often under the guise of legitimate business dealings in the music industry. Diddy's legal team, led by Mark Agnifilo, has taken an aggressive stance, attempting to discredit the victims and paint their client as the target of a coordinated attack. But this strategy seems to be backfiring as more evidence emerges. Text messages, photographs, and video evidence are making it increasingly difficult to dismiss these allegations as mere attempts at extortion. The entertainment industry is watching this case closely, and for good reason. The implications extend far beyond Diddy himself. Major players in the music business are being forced to confront their own potential complicity in enabling or ignoring abuse. The case is forcing a long overdue conversation about power dynamics and accountability in the entertainment world. What's particularly striking is how this case has evolved from initial accusations to a full-blown investigation into what appears to be a network of abuse. The allegations suggest that numerous individuals, from talent scouts to industry executives, may have played roles in facilitating these alleged crimes. The scope of the investigation continues to expand, with new names and connections emerging almost daily. The public reaction has been one of horror and disbelief. Diddy, once seen as a pioneer in hip-hop and a successful entrepreneur, is now viewed through a very different lens. His empire, built over decades, seems to be crumbling as more details emerge about what allegedly happened behind closed doors. The impact on the victims cannot be understated. Many have carried these traumatic experiences for years, afraid to speak out against such a powerful figure. The courage it takes to come forward, especially for the younger victims, is remarkable. Their testimonies paint a picture of systematic abuse that went unchecked for far too long. The legal proceedings are expected to be lengthy and complex. With multiple lawsuits filed across different jurisdictions, the legal teams are dealing with a web of interconnected cases. Each new revelation seems to spawn additional investigations, making this one of the most complex cases in recent entertainment industry history. What makes this case particularly significant is its potential to create lasting change in the industry. It's forcing a conversation about accountability, power dynamics, and the responsibility of industry leaders to protect vulnerable individuals, especially minors, from exploitation. As this case continues to unfold, it serves as a stark reminder of the importance of speaking truth to power. The alleged victims, particularly the young boy at the center of one of the most disturbing accusations, represent countless others who may have suffered in silence. Their courage in coming forward might finally help break the cycle of abuse that has plagued the entertainment industry for far too long. The question now isn't just about what will happen to Diddy. It's about what this case means for the future of the entertainment industry. Will it lead to meaningful change in how power is wielded and monitored? Will it result in better protections for young artists and aspiring performers? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The industry will never be quite the same after these revelations.
The legal case against Diddy is spiraling into a massive scandal, with allegations spanning decades. The mogul is facing multiple lawsuits, with new victims and powerful figures being implicated daily. Alleged freak-offs involve drug-fueled, sexually charged parties orchestrated by Diddy, where victims were coerced into acts and filmed without consent. His legal team is fighting to suppress evidence, claiming a conspiracy to destroy his reputation. However, with mounting testimonies and physical evidence, the case against Diddy is gaining strength. Victims recount drugging, sexual assault, and violence, with some alleging they were trafficked for these parties. A leaked video showing Diddy assaulting his ex Cassie has only deepened the public's shock. As more victims come forward, Diddy's empire crumbles. His defense has shifted from denying the charges to discrediting victims, but the evidence is undeniable. Celebrities like Jay-Z, Usher, and Meek Mill are now under scrutiny, and rumors swirl that Diddy may name names to save himself. His once unbreakable reputation is shattered, and his empire is unraveling. As Diddy faces trial, his legal team's battle intensifies, but public perception is turning against him. This case is no longer just about Diddy. It's a reckoning for the entertainment industry. The floodgates have opened, and as more victims speak out, the truth about Diddy's alleged abuse continues to unfold. His downfall could bring down others with him. The question now is, how deep does the corruption go, and who else will be implicated?